Hopefully he'll be able to join us shortly. Well, welcome everyone to this online space for the Chinook Winds Regional Town Hall. My name is Chris Maupoy. I use the pronouns he, him, and I serve Chinook Winds Ministry in the role of First Third, Justice, and Community of Faith Networks. In my role in First Third, I support children, youth, young adult programming, campus ministry, and camps, which is what we're here to talk about today. We have some amazing camping ministries in our regional council, and we have a resource for your communities of faith to be able to use for camping Sundays that we're eager to share with you. Before we begin, it's certainly with a great sense of gratitude and a greater sense to act in solidarity and hope that I acknowledge that Chinook Winds Regional Council and our ministries are located on Treaty 4, Treaty 6, and Treaty 7 territories in Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. Our areas are the home of the Niitsitapi, including the Siksika Nation, the Piikani Nation, and the Kainai Nation, the Tsuut'ina Nation, and the Stoney Nakoda First Nation. Our region is also located on the traditional meeting grounds and traveling routes of the Cree, the Saulteaux, the Dene, the Tnaxa, and Nakota Sioux peoples. Our regional council is continuing to commit to the principles and actions necessary for reconciliation, and it's with gratitude that we acknowledge the many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit whose footsteps and guardianships have marked this place since time immemorial. We're so glad that you're able to join us here for this time of sharing of our camping ministries. And to start us off, I'm hoping that I can invite Sherry Hansen to lead us in a word of prayer as we open our camping ministry gathering. Are you there, Sherry?
I am here. Thank you so much and welcome. How thrilling to know there's almost 50 people gathering to learn about and update ourselves on camps in our region. So thank you everyone for being here. With deep appreciation for the gathering of people on this topic, I would invite you to join me in prayer. Welcoming God, we praise you for all you are, all you have made, and all you give to us. We welcome you into this place, into our hearts, and into this worship and learning time together. Teach us to welcome one another under God's roof. Amen.
Thanks, Sherry. Sherry will have an opportunity to introduce herself as we get into our different camping ministries later in the meeting. But before we get rolling, just a couple quick updates to give you. The first is that we're very grateful to be welcoming back Reverend Karen Medland, our Pastoral Relations Minister, to part-time work again within the Regional Council. As many of you know, Karen has been recovering from a bad injury she sustained. So we're really grateful to be able to welcome her back and hopefully ease her back into the work, making sure that we're not wearing out her and her newly recovered wrist and arm. The other thing is that, of course, we're rapidly approaching, much to the stress of the regional staff, our regional gathering in May. Registration for the regional gathering, if you're coming as a regional rep or as ministry personnel, is open. The youth and children's component, there will be a parallel children and youth program running. That part of the registration is still, we've got some kinks to work out. So thank you for bearing with us as we figure out those technical difficulties. We're really excited to welcome you all to Medicine Hat for an opportunity to learn from Reverend Cameron Trimble, as well as have some opportunity to worship and, of course, do the business of the United Church of Canada here in Southern Alberta. I think that's all the updates, unless I see Joanne there. Are there any other updates from the executive you want to share at this point?
No, just really encouraging people to sign up early for conference, and so that we know how many are coming. Really going to be a great program and a time together. So hope to see you all there.
Thanks, Joanne. So, friends, we're here to discuss camping ministry. And as many of you know, Camping Sunday is a Sunday in April that the United Church of Canada comes together in our worship spaces to celebrate the gifts of camping ministry. This is by no means a scientific poll, but overwhelmingly the children and youth and young adults that I work with, when I ask them the question, where do you experience the divine most often? They usually tell me it's in the outdoors. And for many of them, that's at our amazing camping ministries here in Chinook Winds Regional Council. Camping Sunday is April 23rd. This year. And we're so glad to have been able to work with our amazing camping ministries here in Chinook Winds Regional Council and across the Rockies and PMRC to put together a camping ministry liturgy, as well as share some of the stories of camping ministry and showcase our different camping ministries across Chinook Winds Regional Council. So we're really excited to be able to share this resource for your communities of faith and get you thinking about the different ways we can reconnect with our camping ministries here in Chinook Winds, promote the work of their ministries, and have a little bit of fun on Camping Sunday. So Mauricio, I'm hoping that you'll be able to show our first video in a minute. Shelley and I had the opportunity to travel across Southern Alberta, visit our camps, and get to ask some questions of camping ministry staff, young adults, some of whom you probably will recognize in these videos. We asked questions ranging from what their favorite program activity was at camp, to their favorite camping ministry song, to why camp is important to them and what are the amazing things about camping ministry that they want to have known to the wider United Church of Canada. So the video that we're going to play is their responses about why camping ministry matters to them. Mauricio, if you can share, please.
Was what's going to happen to our community here, because that's one of the things we have quite a strong community of people, campers, staff, whomever is here. They're part of a family here, and coming back was getting to see that community pop right back up immediately. So just seeing all the smiling faces of the kids, it's been great.
Camp is really important to me because like the most growing you do as a kid is outside the house after the age of like 10. So learning how to make new friends in a scary environment and to challenge yourself playing gaga ball or learning how to canoe and kayak and eating food that you're not used to and being cared for by adults that you're not used to, that's how you learn how to you know, be a member of the world, but you're doing it in a safe place, in a place that cares for you every step of the way. And I think that's really wonderful, and I've appreciated that part of it like since I was a kid.
First of all, this is one of the few places that I've experienced in the entire world where everyone is free to truly just be themselves, like fully. And we get a lot of campers here that maybe don't have the best life going on at home, and out here you get to really see their heart open up. They step out of their comfort zone and they get to be themselves. This, for some people, is maybe the only place where they get 3 meals a day and they get regular showers and they get like words of affirmation. Like for a lot of kids, this is the best week of their entire year when they're out here at camp, and I think that that's really important.
Like the kids get to make new friends. I get to meet more kids, some of them really nice. Yeah, there's just lots of stuff for us to do that are fun.
Still have friends that I met when I was 10 years old coming to camp. We're still best friends. We've been campers together, we've been counselors together. We still see each other outside of camp all the time. You make lifelong friendships and very, very meaningful connections.
Probably the community. We have such a great support system here. There's always someone willing to listen or help or do whatever they can that you need, really. So I'd probably say support and community.
I think this place is just the best place on earth. There really is nowhere I'd rather be, and so if that is for me, then I want to make that be the case for all the kids as well. Anyone who comes out here, I know they're from.
Just all the like friendships, like lasting friendships you make, and like all like the new people, the old people you'll see, because I come from Saskatchewan, to come here and speaks volumes to me.
I believe camping ministry is very important because it gives youth the chance to discover who they are. At least it did that for me.
Just a sense of community, I think. Like the sense of like almost family you get when you're at camp, and you don't even have to be a part of camp for years to get that. Like once you're there and you're part of camp, and that doesn't go away.
I think a really big thing is just the amount of isolation we've all had, and I don't know about other people, but I've definitely lost quite a bit of social skills, so just coming back, it just brought everything back to me, and especially since I was alone going to university this year, I was like, oh my God, we're good now.
I think that it can build a sense of community with everyone that's here. It's definitely feels like a family that I've been working with, less like a corporate kind of thing, and it's so different from any other job that I've ever had. It's so welcoming, and I really like that. I think that the United Church opens the space up to every single person that is on the planet to feel welcome and loved at camp, and I think that that's the most important thing.
It's value-based programming in a very open-ended way. Like kids can come here, and if they don't want to take anything from it, they don't have to. If they want to involve themselves and engage with every piece of the material, which we absolutely encourage, then like there is so much that you can get out of being in nature while also being taught the values of the United Church for an hour a day. Like, I don't know, it's just a wonderful place to be.
So the quote on the back of our hoodie says, "Be kind, make a difference." That is from a camper that unfortunately passed away from brain cancer in 2016. So his name was Derek Shank, and he was a camper here for many, many years. A very large impact on the group of us that were campers with him. He lived his life based on kindness, and that by being kind to people, you can make a difference in their lives. And he, like the big ripple effect of just one action and then one action and one action. And so be kind, make a difference. When he passed away, we decided to adopt this philosophy, and we changed from blue to orange, which is his favorite color. So every year we are living his legacy and extending his words. And
well, I think that the message I would like to send is more involvement, not necessarily coming to the camp, but just knowing that the camps are there, and knowing that it's an important piece of our education and our faith development for those kids. That's what I would say.
Well, we are open. Like, we are open, we're here. We love sharing the space with everybody. We want people to feel welcome here. We want to create a space where everybody can come. So congregations, family reunions, everyone, like this camp belongs to United Church. Like, we want United Church folks to be able to come here and think of this as their safe space, as their an area where they can come and just be out in nature and share in this like, magic and joy that we create. We can do that for them. We're here.
Thanks for sharing that, Mauricio. So that video, along with a couple more videos that include people's favorite experiences of camp songs, as well as some individual videos about our United Church camps here in Chinook Winds Regional Council, will be a part of this camping ministry resource that we're so excited to share. So we certainly hope that you might consider replaying some of these videos to your communities of faith when you're putting together your Sunday worship. But it's with immense gratitude that we're just so incredibly grateful for the amazing people that make up our camping ministries here in Chinook Winds. And a special shout out to Shelley Denhan and Brad Levine, who were really the creative leads of this whole project for the videos. And we're so grateful that we'll be able to share these resources and the gifts for camping ministry that these young people have within the wider region on our YouTube pages, as well as sharing it for you to use in your camping Sundays. So it's my pleasure now to be able to pass the floor over to some of our representatives of our United Church camps here in Southern Alberta. We heard a little bit from camping staff about why camp is important to them, and I'm really looking forward to hearing more from the amazing people that are the directors and board chairs and leaders of our camping ministries here in Southern Alberta. So I'm going to invite people to unmute themselves by camp. I'm hoping that you will introduce yourselves, what your role is for your camping ministry, and maybe where your camping ministry is, why camp is important to you, and if there's anything about your camping ministry that you would like the region to know. So I'd like to begin by inviting our representatives, from Canyon Church Camp.
Hi, I'm Christina. I am the current chair of Canyon Church Camp. As everyone probably knows, we had a fire that went through 5 years ago. So we're in the process this summer of rebuilding. So we have to reestablish all our services. That's our main plan this summer, to get our wastewater system up and our utilities back established. So we are in full fundraising mode. And construction planning. So we have, all hands on deck. We're looking for volunteers and board members, committee members, and people who want to get their hands dirty and help out at camp. I have with me today Karen Larder, who is a past camper, director, counselor. I don't know, Karen, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everybody. It's really exciting to be here and connect with you virtually. Some of you I know, some of you I don't, but I hope that we can connect in some way in the future. I'm really excited that we finally, 5 years after the fire, are in a place where we get to be back on site and getting things up and running for campers of the future. And yeah, it's very exciting, very challenging work. We really appreciate all of your support in prayer, in kind, in whatever other ways you can manage. So thank you.
The only other thing I want to mention is we are actually having a Get Back to Camp fundraiser event day on May 20th in Waterton. And Waterton United Church is going to host that for us. There'll be kids activities. Hopefully we'll have some site plans for people to look at. Depending what construction's going on, maybe we'll be able to tour out at the camp a little bit, but that is really dependent on what stage we're at. But it's going to be a fun day, and we'd love to, even if you just want to come, spend the day in Waterton and pop in and say hi, that would be great.
Thanks, Christina, and thank you, Karen. I'd like to invite Camp Kasota West next.
Hello, I'm Kathy Kohler. I'm currently the camp director. I've been doing this for a lot of years, and actually you heard part of the interview that I gave last summer. Camp is so important to me because I believe that children need to get out of the city and do other things other than just play on their video games, play on their telephones. And it is just my goal that Camp Kasota West will be able to continue to be the place that the kids come. No, I'm not sure if Gary wants to say anything. I don't see him on here.
Kathy, in your interview in the video, you said, I took it that maybe you'd like even church groups to come to camp. I know you specialize or you focus on children, but is that what you were meaning?
Okay, so we have, during the off season, we have rentals that come. We don't have a lot of church groups anymore. The ones that do come are struggling to find the people to do all the work that's involved, but that's what it boils down to, is that they come and rent the camp for 2 days, usually Friday night, Saturday, and part of Sunday. I would encourage the church groups to come, but I think that in the long run, it would be wonderful if they did, but we've gradually seen a decline.
Okay.
Somebody asking a question?
Yes. Hoping folks, I'm grateful for questions. I'm actually hoping we can save questions to the end of our round of introductions. So Mark, I see your hand up. If you can just hold on to your question and we'll get to it at the end. Thanks, Mark. Gary, go ahead.
So what we do is where we mean in our rentals is mostly Cub Scouts, Canadian Armed Forces, cadet groups like Air Cadets, Army Cadets, and basically whoever wants to come and join in and use the facilities. So we try to promote that. Well, we don't do a lot of promoting. It's kind of self-promoting right now, which is great because we have a lot of people coming and looking for a weekend out away from their normal activities on weekends. So to see that many groups come out and use it, groups of children or youth and some young adults, it's an awesome thing, and we just hope that that certainly helps pay the bills. And I guess that's the main thing, as long as we can stay alive and support the summer programs. That's gonna be great for us and for everybody else, because we do pass other people on to, if we don't have rentals, if we don't have space available for the times they want, we usually pass them on to somebody else to check out other groups, whether it be United Church or whoever. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you, Gary. I should have mentioned before, for those of you who are new to our region or perhaps stepping into a new role as your regional rep, Canyon Church Camp is rebuilding in Waterton, and Kasota West Camp is located on Sylvan Lake. I'd like to invite our representative from Bar Harbor Camp next.
Hi, so I'm Helen Reed, and I have been involved in Bar Harbor Camp, oh good Lord, I'm going to say more than 20 years. And we are located just outside of Stettler on the south side of Buffalo Lake. Our camp has been around since the early 1900s, and we've had lots of sort of iterations, but really one of the big focuses is, as has already been said, to provide a place where kids can come and be safe and be themselves and be welcomed. We are also very low tech. Don't bother bringing a cell phone here because it won't work. We don't do any technology here, but we do a lot of community games and crafts, and we do canoeing, and really it is community. And as was said in the video by some of our folk, it really is community that keeps bringing people back. And when new folk come in, we hear that for the most part, it doesn't fit for everybody. And I think there has to be a realism to that. that just being able to relax and just be with people and learn how to be with people again and be accepted is kind of what we're looking for as we do that. So we are, and I've done just about every job on camp except for lifeguard. That's the only thing I haven't done, and I'm okay not doing that one. I've done absolutely everything else. We are currently running a 4-week program in July. And so outside of that July, then we rely on rents the same way that some of the other camps do to help pay some of the other bills. And it works most of the time. I would also identify that if churches wanted to revisit that old tradition of coming out to camp just for a day, that, as I think at most of our camps, they'd be totally welcome to do so. We would love to have that. We go to, Shelley said the Saskatoon berries at Bar Harbor are amazing. Yes, they are. We can get Saskatoon in the kitchen. It totally works with it.
I've never seen so many Saskatoon berries just hanging.
We have lots. We think that we're probably going to have a fundraiser in June this year. We just had our annual meeting last night, actually, and so we're going to try to do some things in different ways. Our campers go from age 6 to 17, and we're getting a really good return on staff right now, even with our 2 years off, or through whatever that time was, because who can remember. We've got good return on staff, and so the core of who we are as camp is staying, and we're really pleased to have that. And you'll notice I have my orange shirt on too, doing my thing here.
Thank you, Helen. And finally, I'd like to welcome our guests from Kasota East Camp.
I'll maybe start because I need to run. Sherry Hansen, and I serve as chair of the board for Kasota East Camp. And a couple of key messages I have is building our board is so critically important, and we meet entirely by Zoom now. So anyone who's has an interest in serving on a board to support camping ministry, we do have 3 particular positions we're recruiting to: a property liaison who can help us make good decisions and timely pre-planning for the property needs, a vice chair, and a director at large. So those are current positions, and just that opportunity to be behind the scenes and supporting this important work. Another plug I would put is for supporting our camperships, helping pay for children to come to camp and getting kids in nourishing nature. And that can be by choosing to help pay for a kid to come to camp for a week. All of that can be found at our website. So I'm just going to type or include our website in the chat box. I encourage you to go there. There's a newsletter you can sign up for, link to our Facebook, link to our Instagram, follow us, can share that with people to promote the opportunities and ways to support camp or send kids to camp. So yeah, that's my, and a big shout out to our many congregations and throughout Central Alberta. We have a team of champions who help us stay connected with our churches and the many ways that those churches help support our fundraisers and do some of their own fundraisers on out of their own initiatives to help provide funds to cover our operating costs. So that's my piece. I'll pass it over to Angela to share a little bit about the upcoming season.
So my name is Angela Wyman-Richter, and I am one member of our management team. There's 2 of us. I'm the director of camp operations, and my partner is Megan Anderson, who's a teacher in Calgary, and she gets to do all the fun stuff. She's in charge of programming, right? So anyways, so there's 2 of us who work all year round, trying to keep this place running. So we spoke about a little bit, my staff and myself, in that video, and basically like what we do every year is to create a safe place where kids can experience magic and joy and we run 7 weeks of the summer. 6 weeks are for youth, so grade or ages 6 to 15, 16, and then we have a family camp for 1 week. So right now registration is looking really, really good. Still have room though, so keep them coming, but we're really hopeful for this summer. Staffing is going well. I just need to knock on wood here because things seem to be going quite well for us right now, which is fantastic. Staffing is going well. We will never turn down amazing staff. If you have someone amazing and you're like, this person would love Kasota East Camp, we're on Sylvan Lake, beautiful lake, send them our way. We will definitely look at that. We never turn people away. But if you know anybody that can cook at all, we are always looking for cooks. That's one of the hardest things to find, and I still have not found a cook yet. I'm procrastinating on that, honestly, because it's hard. So please send your cooks my way. And I touched on it too in that piece. We are open all year round. So yes, we have 7 weeks of the summer that are targeted for our summer camp, but we are open all year round. We want to share our space with you. So we have groups that come in. Most of the time, same as with Kasota West, they come in Friday to Sunday, but we are finding other groups that are wanting to rent out weekly. If you know folks in Sylvan Lake, groups in Sylvan Lake who want a weekly rental, we will definitely do that as well. But yeah, just get the message out that we are open. We want you to come, we invite you to come, and we just love hosting people at our camp. I think that was it for me. Thanks.
Thank you, Sherry, and thank you, Angela. And thank you all amazing camping ministry folks for sharing your gifts and what's going on for you and your camping ministries. We're blessed because you are a blessing. We're going to get to questions in a sec, but I just wanted to add something again to highlight the importance of camping ministry for young people in the United Church of Canada. A common refrain that I get when I do congregational work supporting children, youth, young adult ministry, and trying to breathe life into those ministries again, I get a very common question: where are all the young people? They haven't disappeared. They get their fulfillment in their spiritual lives from camping ministry. And as extensions of our United Church family, the camps in Chinook Winds Regional Council offer something invaluable to the faith development of young people, whether it's an opportunity to connect in community, be their authentic selves, as we heard, and connect to the divine in nature. Our ministries have a profound impact on the lives of young people, and they need your support. Camping ministry, along with all aspects of children, youth, young adult ministry, are regrettably sometimes undervalued. But camping ministry in Chinook Winds Regional Council is strong because we have connections to communities of faith, and they continue to need your support. So I certainly hope that you'll reach out to the amazing folks represented here to find out what kind of ways you can support camping ministry in Chinook Winds Regional Council. I see that Mark, and thank you, Mark, for being patient. I think we will open the floor to questions if people have questions or comments to offer camping ministry. And I'll start off with Mark there.
Good afternoon. When I heard the comment about the cell phones and not having Wi-Fi or whatever it is that's needed to make cell phones work, of course, when I stopped chuckling, I want to say that I just want to give some advice, and that is to not advertise that you don't have cell phone service. It's not only the children you have to be concerned about saying what of that being a barrier. You also have to be careful of the parents. And the reason I say that is I've got a 15-year-old godson who lives in Edmonton. I live in Calgary. When he was going to visit me, when he visited me this summer or last summer, he said, I'm going to come. Well, you can come, but you can't bring your cell phone. Bit of a pause. Then he said, okay. And he says, can I bring my best friend? I went, sure. Same restriction. He can't bring his cell phone. So he got back to me on that one and said, well, his best friend won't be coming because his mother won't let him come if he can't bring his cell phone. So it's part of the culture where a lot of parents feel they need 24/7 access to their children. If anything, I'd suggest that you tell them that you do have phone service, landline or something like that, to deal with any emergency that may arise, and that it's never been a problem in the X number of years experience with the camp.
Thanks for that reflection, Mark. Kelly.
Hi, I have two questions. One to the Camp Canyon folks in Waterton. If I wanted to volunteer, who do I talk to? Someone should call me. I want to do fundraising. I've been asking to do fundraising since the fire. So I would love to do fundraising if that's the board position. Anyway, I don't know who to talk to. There's a lot of faces there, but I don't know who to talk to on that one.
Karen or Christina, do you want to respond?
Well, I can respond, but Karen is actually the fundraising chair, so she will be the one who will get in contact with you. Karen, do you have Kelly's contact information already?
I don't.
Oh my gosh, I don't know who I've given it to.
But if makes you feel any better, we haven't been fundraising because we didn't know if we would be allowed to rebuild or not.
Yeah.
So we just got our 21-year license of occupation at the beginning of this year. So we've just resumed our fundraising efforts. So if you would like to,
I'll send you a direct message.
Thank you.
And also, I don't know what Camp Canyon needs for volunteers, but I don't know where there's a list, or if you need board members. It's not my favorite thing, but anyway, I just feel like I should talk to someone. I always wanted to volunteer. I have volunteered for Camp Canyon before in camp, but I also have other skills. So someone should talk to me, that's all.
That is awesome. We will definitely be in touch. We do need board members. We need people on fundraising. Definitely, we need some people to help us with community engagement, getting out in the community and spreading the word about camp. And we're also looking for people on the rebuild committee. If you have, we're looking for people with experience in operations and stuff that might be able to lend a hand and a little wisdom as we move towards the rebuild. So those are all,
I also used to be a press photographer, so I have a little occasions.
Kelly is a very good photographer.
Oh yeah, Shelley always says that every time she can.
So just to let you know that in the camping resource that's going out, there will be an individual video for each of the camps. And so you can be using that in your worship services. Like you can also share those on social media. The Canyon Church camp one, though, is specifically outlining their rebuilding plans and what their needs are. So,
okay, and the other question,
that's a good resource.
The other question I have is to Camp Kasota East. I just went on your website and there's no link to apply for work if you're looking for employees. Just
that's mostly promoted through our Facebook and Instagram and newsletter, like it goes out through emails. So good observation. I think I see Angela nodding that maybe we need to include something on the website.
Okay, and then so if
look to Facebook, because sharing that out to those who would be applying is most helpful.
Okay, so if I knew someone who's looking for work, I would send them to your Facebook page.
So on our website, you'll have, if anyone's looking for work or needs to contact us, just go to our email. So you send it to our email and then we'll go from there. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but you don't have a list of positions?
So on the website, we do not have a list of positions because it changes, right? So no. So right now, all positions are open because we'll take anybody. We are currently looking for cooks, but yeah, right now we're still accepting applications, and we continue to accept applications up until probably in another month we'll stop. But yeah, right now, send them our way. And if a position is filled, we definitely share that information around. So we'll send them to Kasota West or other camps. So yeah, send them my email.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Sue.
So I just wanted to make a comment. So Kasota West, I've been around a long time, and when I went to Kasota West as a little girl, it was family camps, which was church camps. The whole family went up, and we went up often. And when I go to Kasota West now, which I probably at least once a year make an appearance there, it's like coming home, because that's the impact camp had on me. And I think our churches need to think about, it's hard to do family camp as an individual church now, but I think some of our churches should think about partnering and looking at going to camp on a spring or fall weekend where you go up as families and participate. And I mean, it's something that stays with you forever, because my first experience at camp was well over 65 years ago, and I still love it when I get to Kasota West and I wander and I see some of the buildings are the same, some have changed, some have been gone. The water, everything about it just brings back memories that the people that are running camps talk about for the children. But I think it's something that we as United Church people, there's something about that camping environment. And so I just encourage our congregations to think about utilizing these camps, whichever is maybe closer to your community of faith, as we're, a fairly wide sized region, but that these opportunities really help all ages to become part of the camping society of our church.
Thanks, Sue. Wilma, I see your hand up.
Yes, I'd just like to know what the average price would be to help a child to go to camp.
Wow, what a great question. I'll leave that open to all of the network to respond to.
So I guess we can start Kasota East Camp. Basically the cost of our camps are $415 plus GST. But through our campership fund, any amount of donation that comes in, we put into our fund and then we distribute it. So $415 is the cost of a camp, but we take all kinds of donations towards it's a scholarship fund, so our campership fund.
Okay, great.
For how long is the 415? For a week?
Oh yeah, so our camps run from Sunday to Friday. Yeah.
So ours is basically the same amount, about for right now we're in an early bird situation. So we're saving $40, but that'll end the end of March. However, it's around 450, and that would get a child to camp. But like East Kasota, any amount helps, because I just help every child that comes along and says, I can't go to camp. The parent says, I can't send my child to camp. There's no money. I'm low income. And I simply ask them, what can they contribute? And then we contribute the rest. So any kind of money that can be sent for campership would be received gladly.
Thanks, Kathy. I know from a person I sent many years ago to your camp, what a difference it made for him. And I just think that we often don't think about that. And I'm glad you all can take whatever money you get and use that, because there are children that need to be able to go, and most of them can't afford to. So.
Bar Harbor Camp is $400 for a week and $200 for our 2-night camps, 3 days, 2 nights. And I think all of our camps have the very same philosophy. If you would like to sponsor campers, whatever you offer will be used to sponsor campers, the ones that need it. We just do our best to make it happen.
Right.
And I think across the board, we would stress, if in your community of faith, you don't have a camper, you should still consider donating to the opportunity for someone to go to camp. There are going to be lots of kids that we might not have connections to in our local communities of faith that will have an invaluable experience of camping ministry, regardless of whether we see them on a Sunday.
Yeah, that's great.
Any other questions for our fantastic camping folks? Well, thank you, Camping Ministry Network, for being with us here today, for sharing your gifts, for sharing your amazing ministries here in Chinook Winds Regional Council. We have one final video to play before we close out our afternoon together. This is about favorite camping songs. As part of our camping ministry resource, the liturgy that we put together, we might consider incorporating a camping song into our Camping Sunday service. So I hope that perhaps as we hear the favorite camping songs of youth in the video that Mauricio is going to play, if you wanted to maybe put into the chat if you have a favorite camping song and maybe one that you want to bring into your ministry for Camping Sunday. So I'll let Mauricio play the video. And if you want to share with us in the chat what your favorite camping song is, that'd be great.
Lately, I've had the Little Green Frogs song stuck in my head. The went the little green frog one day. That one.
Dee-dum, hump, hump, dee-dum, dee-dum, dee-hump, dee-dum, hump, hump, dee-dum, dee-dum, dee-hump, dee-dum, dee sat on a wall, hump, dee-dum, dee had a great fall, all the king's horses and all the king's men, and oh, ain't that funky now? And then you go around again and you get kids to give you different nursery rhymes to like fill in.
Can you give us a line?
Boom, chicka boom. I said boom, chicka boom. I said a boom, a chicka, rock a chicka boom. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. One more time.
Like
this time.
It's a song that keeps on building, which each time we go around it, it's called Why Not You?
Is it an action?
Rufus, Rumpus, Forrest, Gumpus, Jack Black, Quickly Whack, Jean-Paul, Genopier, Samuel Demarier. Ah, banana! Hey, fiddly diddly diddly, wobba dogga hoggy doggy, yes, skilly oatin' dotin' bobo, skeleton dotin', how about you?
Amazing.
I like I See the Moon. That's that one touches my heart.
I see the moon and the moon sees me. The moon sees the somebody I'd like to see. So God bless the moon and God bless me. And God bless the somebody I'd like to see. It seems to me that God above has picked you out for me to love. He's picked you out from all the rest because he knew I'd love you best. Yes.
Probably Little Red Wagon. You can't ride in my little red wagon. The front seat's broken and the back seat's dragging. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug-lug.
Yeah. So this is the eagles thank our God for the mountains. Fish thank our God for the sea. We thank our God for our blessings and for what we're about to receive. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Amen. Favorite, so much fun.
Thanks, Mauricio. And I see in the chat, fill my cup, taps, let's go fly a kite, fly like a mosquito. Ooh, or flee like a mosquito. So thanks for sharing your favorite camping songs. The Camping Ministry resource, which includes a full worship service with a liturgy, prayers, some activities that you can do on Sunday with your congregation. will be coming to you in 3 ways. One is that it's going to land in your inbox via the regional e-news, which Shelley is going to send out tomorrow. The videos will also exist, I believe, on our YouTube pages. The camping ministry resource, the PDFs, as well as the videos, that includes the 2 videos you just saw, as well as the videos for each individual camp, will also be available on the Chinook Winds Regional Council website, as well as firstthirdministry.ca. We certainly hope that you'll use them for our upcoming Camping Sunday in April, and that you'll reach out to the amazing camping ministries here in Chinook Winds Regional Council to find out what ways in which you want to connect and support camping ministry in Chinook Winds. And we are really looking forward to an upcoming season of camping this spring and summer. That's all that we have for you folks. And so unless, Shelley, was there anything that you wanted to add? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to say what a privilege it was that that this past summer for Chris and I to go up to the camps and to be able to talk to the young people and hear their faith stories of why camp was important to them. And I was getting teary in the song because that there was one young man that the reason why the moon song meant so much to him was also because his mom had died when he was younger, but he remembered that his mom really liked that song, and when he sang that song, he would always remember his mother. So our camps are doing an amazing job at passing on the faith to our young people and carrying that on. So quite a privilege. So we'll know you'll enjoy the seeing more of the videos when they land in your inbox.
Thanks, Shelley. Would you join me in a word of prayer? This prayer comes from the Camping Sunday worship service and was written by myself and my colleague, Sarah Prestwich. To the one who has created, is creating, and will create, as we gather to celebrate the arrival of Camping Sunday and this new season of camping ministry, we remember all of our camps in the United Church of Canada, from the rainy coasts of Vancouver Island to the mountains of the Yukon, the plains of the prairies to the forests of central Ontario and the windswept seas of the Maritimes. Let each child experience love through the fresh air, campfires, songs, good food, and fellowship in all your creation. Bless each backpack and sleeping bag as each camper experiences your love. Bless each headlamp and first aid kit for each leader and volunteer who lovingly cares for a child in their care. And bless each camp in our church as they go into a season of making memories that will last a lifetime. In your many names, we pray. Amen. Thanks, everyone. Hope you have a good rest of your week.